Do you know who is deeply in love with you right now? His identity has been revealed. And once I share it with you, everything will suddenly make sense. Stop scrolling, because what I'm about to say will change the way you view someone, the way you view yourself, and even the way you see the events unfolding around you that you might have dismissed as insignificant. But they've been everything all along. There's someone right at this very moment who is head over heels in love with you. This isn't just a passing interest. It's not a mere attraction. This is a love that consumes him, a love that keeps him awake at night, a love that makes him question everything he thought he knew about life. A love so intense it scares him, because he's never felt anything like this before. And now, his name is about to be revealed. But he doesn't know you're aware. He doesn't know heaven has already unveiled his secret. But it's out in the open now. It's been revealed. And by the end of this message, you'll know exactly who he is. Before I give you his name, before I drop the hints that will make everything clear, you need to understand why he hasn't said a word yet. You might be wondering, if he loves me this much, why hasn't he told me? If his feelings are so strong, why is this coming through a message and not directly from him? Stick with me, because the answer to that will explain a lot about him and why his silence actually makes perfect sense. It's going to show you why, now, more than ever, this revelation is so critical. Listen closely. This man is in love with you, but he's terrified. Not of you, but of himself. Of what loving you means, of what choosing you would demand, of how being with you would change everything. Because to him, you're not just any woman. You are the woman, the one who could shift his world completely. And that kind of significance is both beautiful and overwhelming. He's been watching you. Not in a strange way, but in a way that makes him notice every little thing about you. He sees how you carry yourself, how you treat others, how your eyes light up when you talk about your passions. He catches the details you might overlook about yourself, and each one pulls him in even deeper. But he's conflicted, because loving you isn't convenient. It's not simple. It's not easy to fit into his current life. Maybe he's in a situation he needs to leave first. Maybe he's at a place in his career where timing feels wrong. Maybe he's dealing with something personally that makes him feel like he's not ready. Whatever it is, there's a barrier. Not between you and him, between him and his own readiness to act on what he feels. And that's why his name has been revealed now. Because heaven is tired of watching him waste time. Heaven is done with him overthinking. Heaven is ready for this connection to happen. And if he won't move on, his own God is going to move him. And that starts with you knowing. Because when you know, everything changes. Now there are 3 possibilities for who this man is. 3 different scenarios. And when I describe them, you're going to know which one is yours. Your spirit is going to confirm it. Don't overthink it. Just feel what resonates. Possibility number 1. He's someone close to you who's been hiding in plain sight. This is the man who's been in your life for a while, a friend, a colleague, someone you see regularly, someone you're comfortable with, someone you trust. And he's been in love with you the entire time, but too afraid to risk the friendship, the working relationship, the dynamic you already have, by admitting his feelings. You know him well. You text him. You talk to him. You might even confide in him. And every time you do, it kills him a little bit. Because he wants to be more than your friend, more than your colleague, more than someone you're comfortable with. He wants to be your person, but he doesn't know how to cross that line without losing what you already have. Here's how you'll recognize him. He goes out of his way for you in ways that don't make sense for just a friend. He remembers things you mentioned casually months ago. He shows up when you need something before you even ask. He gets protective when other guys are around you, even though he tries to hide it. He pays attention to you in a room full of people. His eyes find you. His energy shifts when you're near. And you've probably noticed, but dismissed it. Told yourself you're imagining it. Convinced yourself he's just being nice. Rationalized away every sign because you don't want to be that girl who misreads friendship for something more. But you're not misreading it. He is in love with you. He's just terrified that telling you will ruin everything. His name probably starts with a letter you weren't expecting. Maybe A, J, A, M, or D. Maybe A, C, or R. But when you think about it, when you really consider who in your close circle fits this description, one name is going to stand out stronger than the others. And that feeling of, oh my God, is it him? That feeling is your confirmation. In the next 14 to 30 days, he's going to make a move. Not a huge confession necessarily, but a shift. He's going to start testing the waters, asking questions that feel deeper than normal, bringing up topics about relationships or feelings, creating opportunities to spend more time with you alone. Pay attention, because he's building courage. And when he finally says something, you're going to look back at this moment and realize you were warned it was coming. Is this him? Do you know who I'm talking about? Then keep listening, because what comes next is going to prepare you for how to respond when he reveals himself. Possibility number 2. He's someone from your past who never stopped thinking about you. This is the man you used to know. Maybe you dated briefly. Maybe you were friends who lost touch. Maybe you had a moment that never turned into anything. Maybe you connected deeply, but timing was wrong. And he's been carrying you in his heart ever since. Thinking about you, wondering about you, regretting that things didn't work out. He's moved on, externally built a life, dated other people, tried to forget you. But internally, he measures every woman against you. And no one compares. No connection feels as natural. No chemistry feels as strong. No one makes him feel the way you did, and he's finally ready to admit it. Finally ready to reach out. Finally ready to see if there's still a chance. Here's how you'll recognize him. You've thought about him too. Maybe not all the time. Maybe not even consciously, but his name has crossed your mind recently. You've wondered what he's doing, how he's doing, if he ever thinks about you. And that wondering, that wasn't random. That was spiritual preparation. Heaven was bringing him back to your mind because he's about to come back to your life. His name carries history. When you hear it, you're going to remember moments, conversations, feelings, things you thought you'd forgotten. But they're all still there, just waiting to be awakened. And when he reaches out, when he makes contact, all of those memories are going to flood back. And you're going to have to decide, is this a second chance or is this closure? His name probably has a strong consonant sound like K, T, B, or G, or maybe a softer sound like S or N, but it's a name you haven't thought about in a while. And when it appears, whether through a message, a mutual friend mentioning him, or him showing up somewhere unexpected, you're going to feel something. Surprise curiosity. Maybe even a little fear, because what if it's not what it used to be? What if the connection doesn't translate now? But here's what you need to know. If this is your scenario, if he's the one from your past, he's not coming back the same person. He's grown. He's changed. He's learned from whatever caused things not to work before, and he's coming back ready. Not with the same immaturity or wrong timing or unreadiness, but with intention, with clarity, with commitment to doing it right this time. In the next 30 to 60 days, he's going to make contact. An unexpected message, a comment on an old photo, a text out of nowhere, a showing up where he knows you'll be. And when it happens, you're going to remember this message. You're going to remember that you were told he was coming back. And you'll know this is what was being prophesied. Is this him? Do you feel that knowing? Then what comes next is going to help you discern whether this is divine or just nostalgia. Possibility number 3. He's someone you haven't met yet, but you're about to. This is the man you don't know exists. You've never met him. You've never seen him. You've never crossed paths. But he's out there right now thinking about you before he's even met you. Feeling like something's missing, like someone's missing, like he's supposed to find someone but doesn't know who yet. And that someone is you. And heaven has already arranged the meeting, the place, the timing, the circumstance. It's all been orchestrated. And in the coming weeks, your paths are going to cross in a way that feels too perfect to be coincidence, too specifically timed to be random, too divinely appointed to be chance. Here's how you'll recognize him. The connection will be instant, but not shallow. You'll meet him and feel like you've known him forever. You'll talk to him and feel understood in ways you've never felt understood. You'll be around him and feel safe, at peace, at home, and you'll think, where have you been my whole life? And he's going to feel the same way. He's not going to play games. He's not going to make you wonder. He's going to pursue you clearly, consistently, intentionally. Because when you know, you know. And he's going to know immediately that you're what he's been looking for. His name is going to be revealed in an unusual way. You might see it before you meet him on a name tag, on a reservation list, overhear it in a conversation. And when you hear it, something in you is going to stir. That's a significant name. That name matters. That name means something. And then, when you meet him and discover that's his name, you're going to remember. I heard that name before I met him. That's confirmation. That's divine setup. His name probably has biblical significance. Like David, Matthew, Daniel, Joshua, or Michael. Or it might be a name that means something spiritually, like Gabriel, Emmanuel, or Isaiah. Or it could be a modern name, but you're going to hear it repeated multiple times before you meet him. 3 times, 4 times, enough times, that when you finally meet him and he introduces himself, you think, I've been hearing that name everywhere. In the next 7 to 14 days, you're going to encounter his name. Then in the next 30 to 45 days, you're going to meet him. And when you do, you're going to look back at this moment and realize that's who the message was about. That's the man who was madly in love with me before we even met. That's the divine appointment that was being prepared. Is this your scenario? Do you feel that this is the one? Then what comes next is going to prepare you to recognize him when he appears. Now, here's what all 3 scenarios have in common. This man, whoever he is, however he's connected to you, is not just attracted to you. He's in love with you. And there's a difference. Attraction is surface. Love is depth. Attraction is temporary. Love is enduring. Attraction can be for anyone. Love is specific to you. And his love for you is changing him, making him want to be better, making him want to be ready, making him want to be worthy. You're not just a woman he's interested in. You're the woman he's willing to change his life for. And that's significant. That's not casual. That's not surface level. That's soul level. That's destiny level. That's this person could be my forever level. So when he reveals himself, when he finally says something, when he makes his move, don't take it lightly. Don't treat it like just another guy shooting his shot. This is different. This is deeper. This is someone who's been in love with you while you didn't even know. Someone who's been carrying you in his heart while trying to figure out how to tell you. Someone who's been terrified and excited and overwhelmed all at once by what he feels for you. And your response matters not because you owe him anything. You don't. But because this might be it. This might be the one. This might be the love you've been praying for, showing up in a person you weren't expecting, or a timing you didn't anticipate, or a way you didn't plan. So here's what you do while you wait for him to reveal himself. First, pay attention. Notice who's paying attention to you. Notice who goes out of their way. Notice who shows up consistently. Notice whose energy changes around you. Notice who remembers details. Notice who gets protective. Notice who looks at you a little longer than necessary. Because love reveals itself in actions before it reveals itself in words. Second, prepare your heart. Get clear about what you want, what you're ready for, what you're willing to receive. Because when he shows up, when he says something, you're going to have to decide quickly. And you don't want to be so caught off guard that you say no out of shock when you would have said yes with preparation. Third, trust your discernment. When the name is revealed, when the man makes himself known, your spirit is going to confirm whether this is divine or distraction, whether this is the one or just another lesson. And you need to trust that confirmation. Don't talk yourself out of what you know. Don't let fear override what you feel. Don't let past hurt make you miss present blessing. And fourth, be ready to receive. This man is going to offer you love you didn't have to chase, didn't have to convince someone to give you, didn't have to beg for. He's already in love with you, already sees your value, already wants you. Your only job is to be ready to receive that, to not self-sabotage, to not reject it because it feels too good to be true, to not ruin it because you're used to struggle. Guess who is madly in love with you? His name has been revealed, and in the coming days, you're going to know exactly who he is. Maybe you already do. Maybe reading this confirmed what you've been sensing. Maybe one name is screaming louder than all the others in your head right now. Maybe you're thinking, is it really him? Could it actually be him? Pay attention to that name, that feeling, that knowing. Because your spirit recognized him before your mind could confirm him, and that recognition is your first confirmation. The second confirmation will come when he makes his move. And the third confirmation will come when the relationship proves itself over time. But for now, just know this. You are loved madly, deeply, specifically by a man who sees you, values you, wants you. And heaven has revealed his name, so you can prepare to receive what's coming. Because what's coming is going to be worth the wait, worth the wondering, worth every heartbreak that led you here. Because all of that was just clearing the path for this, for him. For love that doesn't make you question it. For connection that feels like coming home. For partnership that feels like answered prayer. His name has been revealed. Now watch how he reveals himself, and when he does, remember this moment. Remember that you were told. Remember that heaven exposed it before he could. Remember that this was always the plan, and walk into it with confidence, with clarity, with the knowing that this is divine, this is destined, this is yours. Now let me give you more specific clues about his name and how to confirm which man this is. Because heaven doesn't just reveal that someone loves you. Heaven reveals who, and the who matters more than the what. If he's the close friend hiding in plain sight, here's what else you need to know. His name has appeared in your phone recently. You've texted him in the last 7 days, or he's texted you. And when you look back at that conversation, you're going to see signs you missed. The way he responded to something personal you shared. The way he asked a question that went deeper than surface. The way he said something that made you pause and think that was sweet. Before moving on, look at your recent messages right now. Scroll through the last week. Which man in your contacts has been consistently present? Not the one who only texts when he wants something, but the one who checks in, who asks how you're doing and actually waits for a real answer, who remembers you mentioned something important happening and follows up about it. That consistency, that's not friendly obligation, that's love showing up in the only way he knows how right now. His name might also be the same as someone significant in your life. Same name as your brother, your father, your cousin, a childhood friend. And every time you say that name to refer to the other person, he wonders if you're talking about him, if you're thinking about him, if his name crosses your mind as often as you cross his. Or his name might be the opposite, completely unique, something you've never dated before. A name that doesn't fit your usual type. And that's intentional, because God is breaking your patterns, showing you that what you thought you wanted and what you actually need are different. And this man with his unexpected name is what you need. Here are more signs it's him. He compliments you in specific ways. Not just you look nice, but I love how passionate you get when you talk about that. I admire how you handled that situation. I respect how you set that boundary. He sees beyond surface and comments on substance. And those comments, they're him trying to show you. He sees the real you, the you beyond what everyone else sees. He also gets weird when you mention other guys. His energy shifts. He gets quiet, or he gets overly casual, like he's trying too hard to seem unbothered. He asks questions that sound like he's just curious, but are actually him fishing for information. Is that serious? Do you really like him? What do you see in him? And every answer you give either relieves him or crushes him, even though he tries not to show it. And here's a major sign. He's changed something about himself recently. Started working out more, dressing better, being more intentional about his appearance or his career or his life direction. And if you really pay attention, that change started around the time he realized he was in love with you. Because loving you made him want to level up, made him want to be someone you choose, made him want to be worthy of being yours. If he's the one from your past, here are the additional clues. You've dreamed about him recently or thought about him at random times. You'll be doing something completely unrelated and his name will pop into your head and you'll wonder why. Why am I thinking about him after all this time? What made that memory surface? That's not random. That's spiritual preparation. Heaven bringing him back to your mind before bringing him back to your life. His name might be connected to a specific time period in your life. High school, college, your first job, a specific city you used to live in. And when you think about that time, his name is part of the soundtrack, part of the memories, part of what made that season significant. And heaven is about to bring that name back into your current chapter. You might also see his name everywhere suddenly on TV shows and books, overhear it in conversations, see it on social media from people who don't even know him. And each time you see it, you think about him, wonder about him, feel something stir that you can't quite name. That's not coincidence. That's divine setup. Heaven is putting his name in front of you repeatedly. So when he shows up, you recognize it as orchestrated. Here are signs it's him. He's matured significantly since you knew him. If you check his social media, if you happen to see recent photos, he looks different. Not just physically, but energetically. There's a groundedness that wasn't there before. A peace, a purpose. And if you really study those photos, you might even see sadness in his eyes, a longing, a sense of something missing. That something is you. He's also single now, or about to be. If he's been in a relationship since it's ending or already ended because he can't be with someone else while loving you. He tried. He really did. He tried to make it work with other people, but he kept comparing them to you. Kept wishing they were you. Kept feeling like something was missing. And eventually, he had to face it. The missing piece isn't a thing. It's a person. It's you. And the timing of his return isn't random. He's coming back now because now you're ready. If he had come back sooner, you wouldn't have been in the right place to receive him. You needed to grow, heal, become who you are now. And he needed to do the same. So the separation wasn't rejection. It was preparation. And now that the preparation is complete, the reunion can happen. If he's the one you haven't met yet, here are the specific clues. His name is going to show up in threes. You're going to see it 3 times before you meet him. Maybe you'll see it on a coffee cup, hear it called out at the doctor's office, see it on a name tag. 3 separate instances, 3 confirmations. And after the 3rd time, you're going to meet him within 7 to 14 days. His name might also be revealed through a prophetic word from someone else. A friend might randomly say, "I had a dream about you with a guy named whatever his name is." Or someone might tell you, "I feel like your future husband's name is this. And when they say the name, something in you is going to recognize it. That's the name. That's him. Even though you haven't met him yet, you might also be drawn to that name for unexplainable reasons. You'll hear it and like the sound of it. Wonder what kind of person has that name. Imagine what someone with that name would be like, and you won't understand why you're drawn to it until you meet him and realize, I was being prepared to receive him before I even knew he existed. Here are signs it's him when you finally meet. The conversation flows effortlessly. You're not scrambling for things to talk about. You're not feeling awkward silences. It's natural, easy, like talking to someone you've known forever, even though you just met, and you'll lose track of time. What you thought would be a quick coffee turns into hours, and neither of you wants it to end. He'll also bring up future things early. Not in a creepy way, but in a I already see you in my life way. He'll mention places he wants to take you, things he wants to do with you, plans he wants to make. And it won't feel too fast. It'll feel right, because when you know, you know. And he knows. And within the first few conversations, he's going to tell you something vulnerable, something real, something he doesn't tell everyone, because he wants you to see him, the real him, not the version he shows the world, but the version he is when he's being completely honest. And that vulnerability, that's him saying without saying, I trust you. I see something in you. I want you to see me. Now let me give you the timeline for when all of this unfolds. Because knowing when helps you stay alert, helps you not miss it when it happens. If he's the close friend, he's going to make his move within the next 14 to 30 days. Something is going to shift in your dynamic. A conversation is going to go deeper. A moment is going to happen that feels different. And you're going to think, did that just happen? Is something changing here? Yes, it is. He's building courage, testing the waters, seeing if you feel it too. And within 60 days, he's going to say something direct. Not necessarily a full confession, but something clear enough that you know he's not just my friend. He wants more. He's been wanting more. And now he's ready to risk the friendship to find out if more is possible. If he's the one from the past, he's going to reach out within the next 30 to 60 days. You're going to see his name pop up somewhere unexpected. A message request, a text, a mutual friend mentioning him, a running into him somewhere. And when it happens, your heart is going to skip. Not with fear, with recognition. Oh, it's him, he's back. And within 90 days of that first contact, you're going to have to make a decision. Is this a second chance worth taking, or is this a closed chapter that needs to stay closed? Your spirit will know. Trust it. If he's the one you haven't met, yet the timeline is fastest. Within the next 7 days, you're going to see his name 3 times. Mark today's date. For the next week, pay attention to names. And when you see the same name 3 times, remember it. Write it down. Because within 14 days of seeing it the 3rd time, you're going to meet him. And when you meet him, you're going to know immediately. This is it. This is what the message was about. This is the man who was madly in love with me before we ever met. This is divine orchestration in action. Now here's what you do with all this information. You prepare not by chasing, not by forcing, not by trying to make something happen, but by opening your heart to receive what's coming, by releasing control of how it should look, by trusting that heaven's timing is better than your planning. You prepare by healing whatever still needs healing, forgiving whoever still needs forgiving, closing whatever still needs closing. Because when he shows up, when he reveals himself, when he offers you his heart, you need to be ready to receive it fully. Not half-healed, not partially available, not still carrying old pain into new love. You prepare by getting clear on what you want, what you deserve, what you're willing to accept, and what you're not willing to tolerate. Because love doesn't mean lowering standards. Love means finding someone who meets them without you having to beg them to. And you prepare by staying open, not becoming cynical, not building walls. not deciding you don't need anyone because you've been disappointed before. Stay soft, stay open, stay believing because the right love is coming. And it's going to be nothing like the wrong love you've experienced. It's going to be easy. Where things have been hard, clear, where things have been confusing, certain, where things have been uncertain. Guess who is madly in love with you? His name has been revealed. And now you have the clues, the timeline, the confirmation. All you have to do is pay attention, trust your discernment, and be ready to receive when he reveals himself, because he's coming. Not someday soon. And when he does, everything you've been through is going to make sense. Every heartbreak was clearing space. Every disappointment was building discernment. Every delay was divine timing. And this man, he's the reason heaven protected you from settling, because you were being saved for him, and he was being prepared for you. His name has been revealed. Now watch how the story unfolds. And when it does, when you look back at this moment, you're going to smile, because you'll remember. I was told. I was warned. I was prepared. And it all happened exactly as it was prophesied. He loves you madly. And soon he's going to tell you. And when he does, you're going to be ready to receive it, to believe it, to step into the love story heaven wrote specifically for you. Let me give you one final piece of revelation that's going to seal this confirmation. Because it's not enough to know someone loves you. You need to know why. You need to understand what it is about you specifically that has this man madly in love. Because his love isn't random. It's not shallow. It's based on who you actually are. And understanding what he sees in you is going to help you receive his love when he offers it. He's in love with your strength, not the fake strength that pretends nothing hurts, but the real strength that keeps going even when things hurt. He's watched you go through things that would have broken other people, and instead of breaking, you bent. Instead of giving up, you kept going. Instead of becoming bitter, you stayed soft. And that resilience, that's what captivated him. He sees you as a survivor, a fighter, someone who doesn't quit when things get hard, someone who doesn't run when things get complicated, someone who faces challenges head-on and comes out stronger. And he wants that energy in his life. He wants a partner who won't bail when things get difficult. Someone who has staying power, someone who has already proven they can endure. He's also in love with your heart. The way you care about people, the way you show up for others, the way you give even when you're running on empty yourself. He's seen you sacrifice. He's seen you serve. He's seen you love people who didn't deserve it and stay loyal to people who didn't earn it. And while others might see that as weakness, he sees it as strength. He knows that the same heart that loves others fiercely is the heart that would love him fiercely. The same loyalty you've shown others is the loyalty you'd show him. The same care you've given freely is the care you'd give him. And he wants that. He wants to be loved by someone who knows how to love deeply, who doesn't hold back, who doesn't love halfway. He's in love with your mind, the way you think, the way you see the world, the conversations you have, the questions you ask, the observations you make. You're not surface, you're depth. And he's tired of shallow. He's tired of conversations that don't go anywhere, connections that don't challenge him, people who don't make him think. But you stimulate him mentally. You make him see things differently. You challenge his perspectives. You expand his thinking. And that's rare. Most people don't do that. Most people just agree or argue. But you engage, you explore ideas. You're curious, you're thoughtful, and he finds that incredibly attractive. He's also in love with your independence. You're not needy. You're not desperate. You're not waiting for someone to save you. You have your own life, your own goals, your own identity. And while you'd love to share your life with someone, you don't need someone to complete you. You're already whole. And he finds that magnetic because he doesn't want to be someone's savior. He wants to be someone's partner. He doesn't want to be someone's everything. He wants to be someone's addition. Someone who adds to what's already good instead of filling what's empty. And you're not empty. You're full. And he wants to be part of that fullness, not the creator of it. He's in love with how you make him want to be better, not in a "you're not good enough" way, but in a "you inspire me to level up" way. Watching you be disciplined makes him want to be more disciplined. Watching you chase your goals makes him want to chase his harder. Watching you grow makes him want to grow. You don't have to say anything. Your life speaks, and what it speaks makes him want to rise to meet you. And here's the deepest part. He's in love with how you make him feel seen. Really seen. Not the surface version of him, but the real him. The him he is when he's not performing, when he's not trying to impress anyone, when he's just being. And somehow you see that version, you respond to that version, you value that version. And that makes him feel safe, in a way. He's never felt safe before. Most people want the highlight reel, the successful version, the strong version, the version that has it all together. But you're okay with the behind the scenes, the struggling version, the uncertain version, the version that's still figuring it out. And knowing that you could see all of him and still choose him, that's what has him madly in love. So when he finally tells you, when he finally confesses what he feels, remember this. His love isn't superficial. It's not based on what you look like, though he finds you beautiful. It's not based on what you can do for him, though he values what you bring. It's based on who you are, the core of you, the essence of you, the you that exists when no one's watching. And that kind of love, that's the kind worth receiving. That's the kind worth protecting. That's the kind worth nurturing. Because it's real, it's deep, it's rooted in truth, and it has the potential to last because it's based on substance, not surface. Now, one more thing before we close. When his name is revealed, when you figure out who he is, don't immediately confront him. Don't send him this message and ask if it's about him. Don't put him on the spot. Give him space to reveal himself in his own timing, because part of what makes this beautiful is watching him build the courage to tell you. Watching him find the moment. Watching him choose vulnerability over fear. If you force it before he's ready, you rob him of that moment. And you rob yourself of the experience of being pursued with intention. So when you know who he is, hold that knowledge gently. Let it inform how you interact with him. Let it help you see the signs you've been missing. Let it prepare your heart to receive what's coming. But don't force his hand. Let him come to you. Allow him to find his bravery. Let him make the first move. And in the meantime, focus on loving yourself deeply. Take care of your well-being. Invest in becoming the woman he's going to encounter when he finally decides to act. Not the version full of stress, not the anxious one, not the waiting and wondering version, but the thriving, confident version, the one who knows that she's good either way. Because here's the truth. Whether he's the close friend, someone from your past, or someone you haven't even met yet, you'll be fine. If he steps up, great. If he doesn't, you're still complete. If this works out, wonderful. If it doesn't, someone even better will come along. Your worth doesn't rise or fall depending on whether he chooses you. Your value is intrinsic, and you're going to be just fine no matter what. But I believe he will step up. I believe he'll find the courage he needs. I believe he'll finally tell you what's in his heart. And I believe when he does, you'll recognize it as divinely timed. Because this isn't just about love. This is about divine destiny. This is heaven orchestrating the coming together of two people who are meant to walk through life side by side. So who's madly in love with you? His name has been revealed. The signs have been shown. The timing is set. And now you wait. Not in anxiety, not in desperation, but in hopeful anticipation. knowing that what's meant for you is already on its way. It's already making its way toward you, already preparing to unfold. And when it does, when he finally speaks the words he's been holding back, you'll smile. You'll remember this moment, this message, this prophecy, and you'll know that it was all true, every single word. The love you've been waiting for has arrived, in the form of a man whose name you now know, whose heart already belongs to you, whose love is already set. He is madly in love with you, and soon you'll be madly in love with the way he loves you, the way he sees you, the way he chooses you. And it will be everything you've prayed for and more. Because heaven doesn't just answer prayers. Heaven exceeds them. His name has been revealed. Now watch as the story unfolds just as it was meant to.